Hey guys, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm gonna go over your first 30 days as a loan officer. So what to do during those first 30 days so that you're successful from the get-go. In chronological order, what I would do if I were to start fresh, new in the business. Because most of us are gonna be commission loan officers, right? We're getting paid through commissions. We're not gonna be paid on a salary. Some of us might, but we still want to close deals sooner rather than later. So in this video, I'm gonna go over exactly what you should do the first 30 days of being a loan officer. So if you're new, or maybe you've been in the business for some time and you want to know, hey, what did I not do, or why am I not getting results, or what should I do when I get started? Make sure you stay to the end of this video. It's gonna be super helpful. Without further ado, let's get started. All right, number one is to commit to this as a career. If you don't commit to this as a career, then you're not going to succeed. I see a lot of people out there come into the business, whether it be a real estate agent, a loan officer, they come in with the thoughts of, I'm just gonna test it out. I'm gonna test the waters. I'm gonna test how I like it. I'm gonna see how things go. No, you're not gonna succeed if you come in with that mindset. You have to come in with the mindset of, hey, this is going to be my career, period. You know, it's that whole philosophy of burn the ships. If you guys have ever heard the story, I'm pretty sure you have. You know, it was some captain, he was going somewhere with his crew on a mission. They had the thoughts of, hey, we're not gonna try so hard because we can always go home. What did he do? He burned the ships so they couldn't go home. You know, so you need to have that mentality. It doesn't mean you need to burn the ships right away. It just means you need to commit to, hey, I'm going to make this work. I'm gonna make this my career. And if you don't have that mindset, it's just a decision, right? It's a decision. And of course, we're going to follow up with action, but you first need to make the decision that this is going to be your career. If you don't make that decision, if that's not in, then you're going to have a very rough time with this business because it takes commitment and it takes that attention on, hey, I'm going to make this my career, period. There's no going back. And if you're asking yourself, well, I can't be full-time right away, that's okay. Make sure you check out this video where I go over the differences of full-time and part-time. But basically, all you need to know is this, because I get this question a lot. It doesn't really matter if you're full-time or part-time. Obviously, you know, the target will be to be full-time, but in the beginning, if you're part-time, that's okay. The thing is to give this your all. If you only have 5 hours a week, give those all 5 hours to the business, right? Go in heavy. If you just have 20 hours, go in heavy on those 20 hours a week. If you just have 1 hour, go in heavy on that 1 hour. So I don't want you guys to think that just because you're part-time, you're not gonna succeed. As long as you're making the most of the hours that you do have, you will get to that point where you are full-time, which is gonna be the target. Step number two is that you guys need to know, believe, and accept fully that if it is to be, it's up to me. You guys need to say that to yourself. Hey, if it is to be, it's up to me. You can't go blaming other people. You can't go blaming your company. You can't go blaming your manager. You can't go blaming your customers. You can't go blaming the market. If it is to be, it's up to me. When I made that decision, when I made that realization, when I accepted that, my business turned for the better. I started getting more results because I took full responsibility of my business. Right? When you guys are coming in to become loan officers, you're not just becoming a loan officer, you're starting a business. And if you talk to any business owner, if it is to be, it's up to them. You know, whether or not their business succeeds, it's up to them. It's not up to the market. Companies have succeeded in tough markets. There's the example of the iPhone. The iPhone came out during the recession. Everyone bought the iPhone. So don't blame the market for your success. Right now, as the making of this video, we're in a tough market. But I don't want you guys to blame the market. If you guys are at a company that doesn't give you training, I don't want you guys to blame the company. If it is to be, it's up to you. You're building a business. Take full responsibility, and I promise you guys will be more successful than those who blame the market, blame the company, blame the manager, blame the program, blame the rates. You need to take full responsibility, and I promise you, you will be successful in this business. So that's the second thing that I want you guys to do. Believe, accept, and know that if it is to be, it's up to me. Step number three is you need to develop and strengthen sales skills. And anyone can do this. If you're not good at this, that's okay. If you're coming into this and you're like, hey, I've never been good at sales, I'm terrible at sales, that's perfect. You don't need to be perfect at sales. You need to strengthen those skills. It's like any other skill. You got to work on it. You got to develop it. So if you don't have it, that's okay. That's no problem. Get some sales books. Sign up for some sales courses. Get some, listen to some podcasts. There's a lot of material out there on YouTube, everywhere that you can get sales training. One that I would recommend is Grant Cardone's Sales Training University. It's what I have. I watch it every morning, 1 or 2 segments. He's super reliable, great guy. He's one of my mentors, and I study him on sales. So if you want a very simple, great sales training program, I would just get his. I'll link his in the description. So yeah, go to his website, sign up, check it out. It's great material. If you don't have the money for it, you could also get his books. His books are what, 15 bucks. He also has audio programs on sales. Those are like 10 bucks, 15 bucks. So make sure you check out all his content, all his material. He is the greatest salesperson of all time. So you want to make sure you have your sales skills in and you're drilling those things and practicing those things, because as a loan officer, it's part of the duties. I have a chart that goes over the duties, the responsibilities of a loan officer. I also have a video if you want to check it out right here. But basically what you need to know is one of the 8 pillars of a loan officer, of a successful, great loan officer, is sales. So you want to make sure that you have that in. So train yourself on sales. If you're not good at it, that's okay. You can develop that skill. Step number 4 is to get and set up your CRM system. This is super critical. You don't want to leave this till later. Even if you're not making money in the beginning, you want to purchase, invest in a CRM system. What's a CRM system? That's a client relationship management system. I think that's what it's called. But basically, this is where you store data and also where you follow up with your clients. In other words, it's how you maintain relationships with your clients, retain and maintain relationships with your leads. And if you want to get business, you got to have relationships. That's why it's called a relationship system, because in order to maintain a relationship, you got to have data, you got to have follow-up. Right? Think of a marriage. You got to have data, you got to know what they like, what they're all about, and number 2, you got to follow up with them. If you don't do those things with your boyfriend, girlfriend, or in a relationship, a friendship, you're not going to have it. So if you want to be successful in the business, you want to make sure that you have this system in. The system that I'm currently using is called Follow Up Boss. It's not for loan officers, but it's the one that I found that worked out the best for me. And if you guys want to see how I set it up, on my website, I do have a tutorial on how to set up Follow Up Boss as a loan officer. Because like I said, it is for real estate agents, but there's a way to set it up so you can use it as a loan officer, and I love it. Another thing I love about it is that because it is a real estate agent system, your real estate partners, you could actually show them, help them if they don't have a CRM system. So any new agents that I'm working with, part of my value proposition is, hey, I have Follow Up Boss. I can help you set that up. As part of my value proposition, right? I'm delivering value. I'm giving them a reason to work with me because I'm giving value. Hey, I'll help you set it up. It takes a couple of minutes. So make sure you get a CRM system so you can start inputting your leads, inputting your data, also so you can have your follow-up campaign. And I also have a follow-up campaign on my website if you guys want to check it out. I have the full campaign, 360 days of follow-up. Make sure you check that out, and also check out the Follow-Up Boss tutorial if you guys want to see how I set up my own personal Follow-Up Boss. Another thing I want to add to this, because I think it's super, super important, is that your CRM system is going to help you stay organized. Why is that important? Because you're going to be getting leads from realtors, leads from partners, referrals, whatever, and you don't want them falling through the cracks. You don't want to forget those leads, right? They're working hard. Those realtors, those partners are working hard for your leads. And if you just writing them down on an Excel sheet or on a piece of paper, you're going to lose them, right? You're going to lose them. You're not going to follow up with them. You're not going to know what conversation you had with them. And that's why our CRM system is so powerful, because you can have their whole profile, all their data, and then also have them on a campaign. So make sure you get this ASAP, right? This is what to do the first 30 days of being a loan officer. So this is step 4, get your CRM system. If you need help with your campaign, I have stuff on my website. If you need help with setting up Follow-Up Boss, I also have that on my website. So make sure you check it out. All right, step number 5 is you want to structure your business as a purchase business. And the reason that is because purchases are consistent. And that's what you want in your business, right? If you're going to turn this into a career, you want to make sure that your income is consistent. You don't want to have, great months and then terrible months, great months and then negative months, whatever, right? You want to make sure that your income is consistent. And if you build your business based on purchases, or at least structure it for purchases, then you're always going to have consistent income, and it's going to be easier, simpler, better when turning this into a career. Right? In the beginning, we talked about turning this into a career. It's going to be tough making this career if you have great months and terrible months all the time. You want this to be consistent. And the way to do that is to structure it as a purchase business, because rates are always changing. You can't predict rates, you can't control rates. And if you base your business off of refinances, like all those companies that are going out of business right now, there's that one going out of business, that one, they're all going out of business. Why? Because they built the business on refinances. And rates are not always going to be low. People are not always going to refinance. And we're seeing that right now. So what I want you guys to do is structure your business for purchases so that you stay in business, so that you keep this a career. I'm going to show a graph right here of applications and how they reflect when interest rates change. As you can see, they're very sensitive. Refinances are very sensitive to rates. Applications go down when rates go up. And then over here, I'll have a chart of purchases. You can see that the applications are still affected by the rates, but for the most part, they stay pretty steady, right? They stay relatively the same. Whereas refinances over here, again, we're looking at that blue line. That blue line is the applications. They change a lot. It's more volatile. And if you build your business on refinances, that's how your business is going to go. Just want to let you guys know that I have partnered up with Learn Mortgage and CompuCram if you guys are interested in getting your loan officer license. So I have a video right here going over exactly how to get the license, and they also offer discount codes for you guys that are interested and part of the Enrique and Greatness family. So the links are right here. This is for Learn Mortgage, and then the second code for CompuCram, which is a test prep tool, is going to be right here. Make sure you check them out. All right, now back to the video. All right, step number 6 is print and read your guidelines. Yes, you got to print them. Don't do them online. Print the guidelines. Which ones would I start with? Start with the basics. Start with your VA, your conventional, and your FHA. The FHA is a lot of pages, so you may want to get set it up where it's like 4 for 1 page. 4 pages for 1 page, if you know what I mean. But yeah, you want to print them out and read them. Yes, I'm saying read them all the way through. If it takes you a year, that's okay, but you need to know your guidelines, and it's going to make you more comfortable as well throughout the business. And you don't need to read them all at once like a crash course, right? Maybe set up 30 minutes a day, every day, to read your guidelines. Maybe 1 hour, maybe 2 hours, but print these out, and I promise you, you will become a great loan officer. Right, print them out. It's something that I just started doing, and I learned this from another loan officer on YouTube. I'll link her right here. She is a great loan officer. Right, I highly recommend her. I want to give full credit to her. She mentioned this in one of her videos, that she read through her guidelines all the way through when she just started or something like that. And she's a great loan officer. So I study great people, right? We want to study great people that are producing results. And she mentioned that, so I want to give full credit to her. She's amazing. Make sure you check out her channel. Go show her some love. She's an amazing loan officer. But yeah, what she said was she printed the guidelines, or at least she read through her guidelines, and that helped her become a better loan officer. So I encourage you guys to do that. Print them out, no matter how many pages it is. And then what I want you guys to do is read them every single day. And then highlight them, right? When there's good points, highlight them. You guys don't need to memorize them, by the way. Just read them through. You don't need to memorize. I'm not saying memorize them. Just read them through. Read them through. And I promise you, you will be a better loan officer. This is something I just started doing after watching her video. I printed them all out. I have like stacks this big of guidelines, FHA, conventional, and VA, and I'm reading them all the way through. All right, step number 7 is you want to do webinars. Webinars for people that are buying homes, right? Home buyer webinars. And also have a webinar, something that I just created, something I just started doing, is have a webinar for investment properties, right? People that are interested in buying investment properties. And the reason these two things are super powerful is because in the beginning, you don't really know the real estate language. You don't really know the loan officer language. You don't really know how to structure loans, how they work. And in doing these webinars, you're going to get a deeper understanding of how they work because you're going to be teaching them, right? You're going to be presenting them. One way to learn something that I learned from Grant is, hey, if you want to learn something better, if you want to become better at something, teach it. Teach it to people and you're going to know it better. You're going to learn it better. And it's also going to help you when you're out in the field talking to leads, talking to clients, talking to consumers, because you're going to be delivering these presentations so much that you're going to know exactly what this person needs to do to qualify for a home. You're going to know all the tips and tricks because the tips and tricks are in the presentation. And you're going to present the presentation so much that when you're talking to a client, you're going to know it verbatim. And that's something that really changed my business when I started doing those first-time homebuyer workshops or homebuyer workshops, is that when I started talking to people, my conversations were a lot better because I delivered this presentation so many times that I knew exactly what this person needed to do. I knew exactly how to explain it in a very simple manner so they can understand, because I had those workshops. And I just created that investment workshop, and I'm going to start doing that as well. And if you guys want my template, I have it on my website. I have one for home buyers, and I also have another one that I'm going to be putting up for investment buyers. So make sure you check it out on my website. If you guys don't want to go through the hassle of creating one, the home buyer workshop took me about 2 months to create, and the investment workshop, it's taken me about another 2 months to create. So it's going to be on my website. If you guys want to make that investment, which I highly recommend, right? You're investing in yourself and your business. And just so you know what's included in those products, it'll be the template, a product demonstration. So I'm going to demonstrate how I present it to my clients. And then I'm also going to go over how to make the most of the program. So the tips and tricks, how to leverage the product and make the most of it. Because I want you guys to get your money's worth 1,000 times. So make sure you get both of them if you don't have them and you don't want to go through the hassle of creating your own. And they're also set up so it's super simple, easy to explain, and the client always loves them. I promise you guys you're going to really enjoy it. So make sure you check them out. All right, step number 8 is to start creating social media content. You want to make sure people know what you do, right? You want to make sure people know that you're a loan officer now. And on your social media, you have your entire sphere of influence. You even have people that you've never met before. So you want to make sure that you're putting social media content out there. Some tips I would have for you guys is don't make a new account. Just keep your same account and start posting content on there. Because when you make a new account, you're starting from scratch. You got 0 friends. When you use your account that you already have with your friends, your family, your SOI, you already have 1,000 friends there. So why would you go make an account with 0 friends and start promoting yourself? Promote yourself on the page that you already have, right? So create one page. On my IG, I only have one page. For my loan officer, for my YouTube, for everything. It's just me. It's just one person, right? So just have one page. That's a tip for you guys to keep it simple. Another thing would be make the content simple. Don't make it super complicated. I don't post complicated content about guidelines and this and that, stuff that's super complicated. If I do post guideline, it's something super, super simple, super elementary. So if you are going to be posting anything loan related, keep it simple. Don't go out there and dump a bunch of crazy content. Also, make it fun, make it personal, show people who you are, but you want to make sure that you're producing content. 78% of people, loan officers that produce social media content, outperform those who don't have social media content. And that's because they're promoting themselves, they're following up, right? It's follow up because you're reminding your SOI, your friends that I do loans, I do loans, I do loans. So make sure that you're on social media. I'm not going to go too deep, like I said, on what to post, but I am going to say to keep it fun, keep it simple. Don't have a bunch of different accounts for your loan officer and your personal. Just keep it simple. It's just you. And then another thing would be to keep it frequent. Be consistent with it. All right, step number 9, what you guys want to do here is create and grow your value proposition. I always tell this to you guys, hey, you want to have a strong value proposition so that when you are talking to real estate agents, they want to work with you. Because a lot of times people think, hey, I'm going to become a loan officer. I'm going to work with a ton of real estate agents. They're going to send me a bunch of deals. It's going to be easy. That's not the case. 99% of real estate agents are not going to want to talk to you. Believe me. It's tough to get them to work with you unless you have a strong value proposition. So what I want you guys to do here, part of the first 30 days, is think about, hey, what's going to be my value proposition? And what is that? Well, what's the value that you're going to bring to your partners? What's the value that you bring to your clients? Is it workshops, which it should be? That's why I do workshops. Is it investment property workshops? That's why I added the investment property workshop. That's something that I just started doing because I want to expand my value proposition. I can work with more people. I can work with more clients. I can deliver better service if I have a strong value proposition. If your only proposition is I have good programs, you're not going to succeed in the business because everybody has the same programs at the end of the day. We all got FHA. We all got VA. We all got blah, 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 blah. We all got that. Right? But what's your value proposition? Do you have homebuyer workshops? Do you have investment property workshops? What tools do you have so you can help your clients qualify if they don't qualify right now? Right? Do you have nurturing programs? Do you have nurturing follow-ups? You need to have a strong value proposition, and it's going to be unique to you. Right? You need to build this on your own. My value proposition is unique to me. So be creative with this. And right now I'm actually losing my voice because I was actually doing a homebuyer workshop last night. And it went great. The client loved it. And right now I'm doing this video, so my voice is kind of going out. But anyways, I love you guys. Sit down and go over your value proposition. This is always going to grow and you always want it to grow. Another thing that's part of my value proposition is my follow-up. I always tell my clients, my partners, hey, I have this great follow-up campaign for my clients and I have a great CRM system for my clients, right? You guys want to make sure that the leads they're sending you, you're taking care of them and that you're converting them. So make that part of your value proposition. When you sit down with a realtor and they're like, hey, how can you help me grow my business? How can we create a strong partnership? You're going to be like, hey, I have workshops, I have this, I have that, I have a strong follow-up campaign. If you need help with the CRM system, I happen to use Follow-Up Boss and I can help you set that up so you can succeed in your business as well. So have a strong value proposition. It's going to be unique to you. Be creative with it. It can be whatever you like, but make sure it's expansive. It helps your partners and it helps your client. All right, in step 10, you want to have a list of prospecting strategies. What are you going to do to go out there and get clients, go out there and get realtor partners, which realtor partners, by the way, should be part of your prospecting strategy. They're a big part, and I talk about this in a lot of videos, and I have a lot of videos how to work with more real estate agents. I'll link them here and link them there, but they should be part of your prospecting strategy, working with realtors, because they're the best source of purchase leads. Right? And we talked about, hey, you want to set this up as a purchase business. And the way to do that is to work with more real estate agents, right? Or at least work with real estate agents. So you want to make sure that you include, hey, how do I work with more real estate agents? How am I going to get in front of them? How am I going to connect with them? And that's why in step 9, we went over a value proposition. Because if you don't have a value proposition, when you get to talking to real estate agents, they're not going to want to work with you. Right? So have your value proposition, make sure it's strong, expansive, and then now, okay, how are you going to pitch that? Who are you going to pitch it to? So make sure you have your prospecting strategies. If you don't have your prospecting strategies, you're not going to succeed in the business. If you're just sitting at your desk, you know your guidelines, you have your follow-up campaign, but you're not out there prospecting, you're not going to succeed, right? Because as loan officers, most of us, we need to get our own business. So we need to have that top funnel, which is the prospecting, right? The prospecting is the top funnel, the top. If people aren't coming in the door, you could have the best process, the best homebuyer workshop, but the best loan programs, but no one's gonna get there. So you wanna make sure that the last thing, step number 10, is to figure out, hey, how am I gonna get my clients? And I'm not gonna go too deep into it in this video, it'll take too long. But I just want you guys to think about it. What are gonna be my prospecting strategies? Am I gonna cold call? Am I gonna door knock? Am I gonna go to these events? Am I gonna go to broker previews? Am I gonna try to get these agents? Am I gonna go after these agents? So think about this. Make sure you have your prospecting strategies, have a couple of them, try them out. If you don't like them, that's okay. You don't have to cold call, right? If you try cold calling, you don't like it, that's okay. Try door knocking. If you try door knocking and you don't like it, try only working with real estate partners. You need to try these things out, see which one works for you, but you do need to have a prospecting strategy. And I would highly recommend for that to include real estate agent partners. Whatever else you're going to do, make sure you at least have real estate agent partners part of your prospecting strategy. Pretty much it for today's video. Thanks again so much for watching. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. If you guys found this helpful, please like, comment, subscribe. It helps with the channel. It helps it grow so I can make more content for you guys just like this. I make content on entrepreneurship, life improvement, and loan officer training. So if you like that content, subscribe, follow for more. See you guys in the next one. Be great.